Hi, and welcome to my explanation of why I flipped my classroom. Your traditional learning usually occurred in school, and when you went home, you did your homework. Flipping that means that you'll be doing a lot of your learning at home, and what used to be your homework would be more of a classroom situation. My main reason is time. In the past, I've spent a lot of time in my years teaching to the middle of my group. I have some students who are off after the first example and know what they're doing and probably bored in my room watching more examples. And I have other students who probably when I'm done could use more examples and more support. And I don't have the time to give it to them because the class is over. I think that's not an efficient use of my time, not an efficient use of their learning time. And so that's one of my main reasons. In the typical classroom, I'm limited on how much time I have to differentiate. Like I said, the highs and the lows are not getting as much as they need and the right things they need. This gives me that opportunity. Also, in the regular classroom, you're so focused on skills and concepts. There's not a lot of time for application of those skills, higher and deeper learning, and problems and other activities that would be fun and help them really understand and practice their skills. But there's not enough time in the day. Also, these lessons are streamlined. What would take me probably 30 to 40 minutes in a classroom can be boiled down to a 5-minute video. Students get the benefit in a flipped classroom. They can pause my presentation while taking notes. I don't have to wait or worry about that they're missing something. They can always go back. They can rewind it, look at it again, listen again, rewatch it whenever they need it. If they need the skill in May and we taught it in September, they know the name of the topic, they can go back to that video and pick up that learning where they need it. So for all those reasons, there's never enough time. This helps me make time. My other reasons, many of them, the Goldilocks syndrome. Too easy, it's a review, they've already had it, they understand it right away. Too hard, they're having a hard time keeping up, moving ahead. Some students, all students learn at different rates. We can group them in similar abilities, but overall, there are some that are going to need less time, some that are going to need more time. You can move ahead within a unit, being able to extend your thinking, helping me to better help them reach their potential. And I've heard so many times from students, if you'd only be around when I'm doing my homework. I let them start their practice usually here at school, and it goes great. It's fresh in their mind. Problems are working. And when they go home, they're missing either my voice, their thoughts. It's a disconnected situation. They can pop right back on, bring them fresh up to date with the knowledge, and help them. Example of many parents say, we didn't do it this way, this doesn't make sense how you're doing it. It's also an example for parents that will be easily accessible to you of how we're doing some of the problems in this day and age. The traditional way of doing things, I'm stuck at the bottom of the learning ladder. I'm trying to engage as many students as I can, but many of them get disengaged once they understand, once they know the words, the vocabulary they need to know, once they understand the concept. They're stuck, they're disengaging. They get to apply it a little at home if it's working. If this knowledge didn't come, they have very little support sometimes for understanding the meaning and applying it. By using the flipped classroom, I'm creating the understanding and meaning at home, coming in, addressing any questions, moving on to the next step, which is engaging more learners. I'm helping those who were struggling with the concept, stretching those who were doing great with the concept, and giving the support to the mid-range still. Gets us up into analyzing things more quickly, able to synthesize them, evaluate, and even create some projects with our learning. And the higher we get, the more we engage. And all the while, the buy-in of technology for students is huge. Having the resources available to them, getting their hands involved right away just increases the engagement and helps us show their understanding much better. We want to climb that ladder. We want to get these students into the higher levels of thinking once they understand those skills and concepts. And by doing this, I can focus on those who are missing that bottom rung and move them up much more quickly. If you want any other supportive evidence or resources talking about the flipped classroom, you can always check out the Friday Institute, which is where I had studied this process the most. It's fi.ncsu.edu/phys. Thanks and have a great day.